this indoors, closetless, and bedless, etc. Probably most likely clean something along the way, so just keep that in mind. So, we start off with nothing really going on here. I will mention this, the fresh rush spawn like very early, like within the first 2 rooms. The earliest room you can spawn was free, I think. Yeah, room free. So you will not spawn any sooner than that. Because there was actually a time I got in that room, though it was a late rush spawn. So yeah, you can spawn in this room if you really want to. There are enough closets and hiding places. Doesn't seem like it's going to though, so I think it's fine. Okay, so the thing about Closetless runs doors is that you have to be like aware of where you can go to stay out of sight. There are some good spaces that allow you to stay out of sight. This spot right here. Don't think there's anyone else ideal. Because you can't, definitely won't be able to work on that side of the bed. That's awesome. So yeah, that's like the only real good safe spot. And yes, this counts as out of sight for some reason behind some objects. He needs to cast the brush in order. These can't see through this. It works. This does look like a spawn, so I'll go back. Yeah, you have to be well aware of how rush ambush could spawn. Like, they can spawn if there are a good amount of closets or just general designated hiding spaces available. A good indicator is if there's like 4 or above, but sometimes these spawns there's less than that, so the chances are rare. Don't actually, this could probably work as a hiding space. I think I tried it before. But I feel like it might not always be consistent because I know Amber has a larger ray cast than Rush does. So that could be a problem. Also, I'm going to talk about items. Items are actually pretty useful in this kind of run. Specifically the vitamins, which I call speed pills, because sometimes they can help out with bad RNG. Because, yeah, bad RNG can mess you up and it can get you killed if you're doing this kind of run. Because ways that RNG can mess you up is if you don't have any good outside hiding places within nearby rooms, usually like the last one or two, because any further than that would just not really work out because Rush should be coming in at that point. So if that's the case, that's not very good, because then you're just working with speed at that point to find a place that actually works out ahead of you. And if you're in the mines, then that's a different story, because Rush can sometimes appear from the front, which forces you to go back, and if you don't have any good places in the back, then that's not good either. So this is fine. So yeah, vitamins are useful, but you can't reliably start getting those until you have a lighter, because as it turns out, it seems the lighter takes priority over like vitamins and block pits if you don't have one already, or if someone doesn't have one, which means you need a lighter in order to actually get vitamins, speed pills, because that's just kind of annoying. Russ has a designated spawner, and that's lucky. Oh, flashlight. Yeah, flashlights. They're rarer than lighters, but they also allow for vitamins to spawn. So this also works. And plus, it can be recharged with batteries scattered, and I'm gonna do everything anyways, so it's fine. Okay, this is not a spawn room, but we are getting close to that point where Rush is just guaranteed to spawn if he hasn't already. So I'm gonna go back immediately once I open this door. Because Rush can spawn late. And that actually works in our favor here sometimes. Because if you spawn late, that gives us time to find a good hiding place. That's out of sight, of course, not a closet or anything, because the game is going to give you closets. We're playing no closet rooms, so I can't use those. Unfortunately, this is kind of scary because there's nothing else really ahead that these things are just gonna be good outside hiding this place, so I might die. Yeah, I think I'm dead. And that was ambush. That's fine. That's fine, it happens. I don't really get bad energy. I mean, that was kind of an unfortunate circumstance because I was literally in a room I could have fit in, but that was actually a bad place to actually get in a way. That's that very large, one of the largest rooms for the hotel. It's basically the T-shaped room. That T-shaped. And the thing about that is talking about, maybe not. If you start at then and rush spawn, it's not rush or ambush. It's not a good situation because you don't know which side is the right side. So, and rush and ambush seem to be able to go through the rooms. So, if you don't know which side you're on, you're pretty much just taking a gamble at that point, which side is right. To safely hide in which side is it? Unless it's a late respawn, then you probably have time to go to the opposite end, where the rooms on that side are truly safe. And if you're coming from one of the branching sides, then you'll pretty much be on the safer end anyways. Yeah, that's it. Are you serious? Well, this is nice. Speaking of early rushes, here those rush killing me in like one of the first rooms. Are you serious? And yeah, that was a situation where I could have done nothing because it's just bad RNG. So that's fun to deal with. I was lucky last time that happened, but not this time. So that's wonderful. So yeah, there's your proof. Rust can spawn pretty early. That's just how it works. And sometimes you can even get a halt chase, like right after the storm sometimes. Not sure how rare it is, but so yeah, that's why sometimes I'm kind of always on edge because Rust can spawn pretty much whenever he wants to. Because RNG is just like that. And if he spawns here, I would be fine. There are pretty much everything here is a safe spot. Everything outside here is a safe spot. So yeah, I boot everything because of items. Because they're very useful. Well, like I said before. And that feels like the way to reliably find something is to search everything. It's slow, but in a run like this, it's kind of necessary to actually get things I need to for survivability. Luckily, Rush isn't spawned early, so well, not yet at least. I probably shouldn't jinx myself. Might still spawn early. He spawns like later than room 4 and 3, but not exactly at the 10 to 15 mark. He won't spawn here. Yeah, there are some rooms he won't spawn in, like this, as well as like a room. Oh, and it's Candle. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Candle for a minute. I've noticed people not really giving these so much credit. Candles basically work with the lighter in a neat way. Though I say, I guess this applies to real life too because you light candles with lighters or a similar thing to light it on fire and stays lit. In the case of doors, it acts as an additional light source to the lighter that generally has more durability and it's just good to have, because in the case of this run, losing your lighter's durability is not very good, because then the next time you potentially get a vitamin or a lockpick, you will get a new lighter if the durability is like lower than 25%, I believe. I don't know about this room. This room looks kind of scary, but that place is here. Oh, I can't use it though. But it's fine. So yes, it's kind of silly that some of these places have these objects in the way, so they can't really be used. Like, that applies to side rooms too. A bit inconsistent. I mean, sometimes they do work, but I don't think it's reliable. Oh, and this room is scary as hell, because if there's like one closet in here, there's a good chance Rush will spawn no matter what. Okay, so maybe he was gonna spawn in that room, maybe it was gonna spawn. Oh, I'm still dead. Yeah, I'm just dead. There's no... So yeah, that room is probably one of the scariest rooms in this entire run, because it's basically a run killer if you have nothing else to fall back to. Because the thing about that room is that for some reason there's a good chance for Rush to spawn there, even though he usually spawns with only one closet, and yeah, it only spawns with one for some reason that's Rush to spawn. And I think he was going to spawn there because after I went through the room, he spawned, which means it was probably going to be a late Rush anyways. Or not, I'm not sure, but what happened, and I'm not very lucky, like keep dying like the first Rush. I need good hiding places, please. I don't want to keep dying before I make progress. I'm gonna hope that in-game audio still plays in this recording after it's done, because in the past, in the past, when I've recorded this way before with my voice, the audio just didn't work for the game. So I'm just gonna hope it works. And if there's some function I missed, then oh well. There's another Timothy, that's kind of lucky, but not really beneficial. this room. Oh yeah, I want to talk about these kinds of rooms, the X-shaped rooms. So, if you encounter these kind of rooms, if you're trying to like avoid rush or ambush, though might not work out because his raid castle is bigger. Keep an eye out for where the actual next door is, because that determines where the rush goes. Well, it always does. In this instance, if you go like all the way back here, you're fine because he's actually gonna cut very close to the corner there. He's not gonna do like he won't do this. He's gonna do this. Like that's pretty much what ambush will do, but ambush is right here. I'm not sure if that's exactly safe. I'm not sure behind an object. And that is not really a good place to actually go behind. Because you don't want to be too close. Still, so I think you can in this room. I don't know if this room is so. This is already a safe place. But this room kind of shares the same thing with the X-shaped room, but not really. So if in this instance the door is across, so generally if it's across, that's not good because you don't know. I mean, maybe Rush has a specific preference, but I'm not too sure. I haven't tested or really observed much, but do be careful because you could hide on one side, but you don't know which side he's going on. So that's not exactly safe, is it? So it's a good idea to know if there's like a safe room on one of these sides. If there isn't, that's fine. But if Rush is going out one of the adjacent doors, then it's fine. Don't know if he'll spawn. He could. I'm gonna go back to be safe. Still saying stuff. And to refer back to the X room, if he's going straight to the opposite door, then that's not very good. This applies in the greenhouse as well, which just makes the greenhouse kind of scary, but the greenhouse is already scary because you're not always going to be getting good out of sight spots. So generally the X-shaped rooms apply to the X-shaped rooms of greenhouse as well. There are like none in here, so I don't despawn. This is the key room that's convenient this early. Well, not this early, it's convenient for this fight because he could spawn in like the next room. Oh, and that's also good because you can hide behind these as long as the door does not go here, but somewhere not around the area you're hiding, then you're safe. Oh, he could spawn there, yeah. So let's go here and just wait. Because rushes are definitely a thing, and they will kill you if you're not careful. So I'm gonna wait a bit. I mean, he won't. Usually it takes a few seconds for indicators of late rushes, but So it's all careful. I mean, I'd say maybe 15, 20, 30 seconds. After that, then I think it's safe. And I'm gonna guess it's safe because he hasn't really done anything yet. And going back at this point would not be ideal because he'd just kill me going up the stairs. And yeah, this might be bad. Okay. And yeah, that was Rush. And I actually survived him this time. So yeah, this is the item room. To give you an item. And yeah, you can hide in that area there and you won't get killed for some reason. Because he kind of goes through this area here and not around. It's kind of like the seven corners thing. You know, shorter path it seems. And you can also hide in this spot as well. Which works with Amber's 2 weapon. So as I've done it before, it's sometimes inconsistent, so I'm not sure if it would be reliable, but it's an option. So I'll just make a note of it. Okay, first time in this control. Hello, Timothy, again. Counter like 3 times already. So this is an extra room again, so what applied to the other one can apply here too. So, you know, if you get a key room, then you are given space spots for these, so you're pretty much fine. And Rush will not go through those for some reason, but he goes through the ones in the very large key room, so that's... I think I got everything. Okay, I'm not paying attention. That is Duke door. Yeah, I'm not focused, but not like paying attention to this video. I'm gonna go back after this. Wait, there's like none. He will not spawn if there are no but that's pretty. Okay, another item. If I get a speed pill here, that would be nice, because I already have a flashlight. Okay, good. Since I have a speed pill, vitamin, etc., whatever you want to call it, since I have this, I can have an advantage. Because now I can kind of adapt to bad RNG. Okay, so yeah. Same room as before. Like I said, if you spawn on that side, kind of bad if Rush is going. If you spawn on this side, you're safe because you can hide in these rooms. And here he comes, so I'm gonna hide in this very room. So yeah, that was a late for spawn. And here he comes. And he went straight, which means I know where next door is. Don't know why, but that freaking Rush one is kind of shook me up for some reason. I don't know why that is. Kind of hilarious. Don't worry, don't. By the way, you can in the new outfit you can now actually use a crucifix on Timothy. Doesn't do much besides like stunning him. And prevent you from getting hit that's actually good in a run, like, if you're doing, like, a modifier run where you diamond it and you have the default Timothy modifier. I'm gonna go back just to do that. Because that was flickering, but it was probably just random flickering. And yeah, these kind of rooms and are also fine to hide in. You will not go in these. Since it's pretty much a side room. Oh, my flashlights are. And these rooms, rust can spawn in these too, but you're pretty much given this whole basement as a safe area. So just go in there, and you're pretty much fine, even if rust does come through late. So it's a very reliable, safe spot. Not sure if it spawns again this soon, but never know. Maybe it's not. That was scary because I could have moved forward, but that probably wouldn't have been consistent. Wait, wrong one. That probably would have just been me relying on RNG, and in situations like that, sometimes it's just better to use the pills to retreat faster so you can get back to a safe room you know is like a bit further away. But you can probably glad to get back to with the speed pills. And as you can tell, that was a very close call. But I think it was the right call to make. Hopefully. Okay, yeah, it was definitely the right call because these rooms wouldn't have 28? Yeah. So that means that I can hide here and I'll be fine. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't like this area very much because... Okay. And you will not spawn on a grand hallway. Like this one. So here, I guess what I said applies to the T-shaped rooms, what I said about the X-shaped rooms. T-shaped rooms like this one, is going, you definitely gonna be cut in the corner like this, so just do this on one of the sides, whichever he's not on his path, and you're good. And you can always use this just to be extra safe. This is a good way. This is also useful. So we'll see if he spawns like in the next room. So he's not going to do the dark. So this is don't want to not get out of the item, so I'm gonna wait a bit. I think it's fine now. It's just a long time. So yeah, it gave me a lighting because such durability is low. I figured it out because I want a good item, and I don't get a good item really. The tools are more useful than lockpicks. Unless I get a lock chest, I'll use it on land to get one, but I don't know. Okay, this is a chase time. Yeah, hopefully I don't die here because I kind of last which is not very good. And I'm already landing a bit. That's nice. Will I die here a bit? Maybe I am dead. Okay, we're fine. This spot is here. Yeah, that late respawn, this spot is safe because it blocks ray cast for some reason. I think actor works too. Because sometimes you won't always have this in the way. Sometimes they'll kind of behind the bed also works. Yeah, and check them. There's a that's useful. He's gonna go straight across, I think. I'm just checking for where there is. Does this work? Maybe? It could. Though it's kinda close. And the fact that even eyes are somehow getting behind it is not really helping. Yeah, I don't really like it. So I could just die if he does spawn, unless the next one gives you something better. Okay, you don't want to spawn. Let's keep going. Don't really need the leather anymore since my bag power and I'm close to figure binary anyways. Plus I'll be getting items from the shop afterwards. Which will be useful depending on what actually shows up in the shop. The crucifix is definitely useful in this run because it helps counteract bad RNG. Like the pills, but more reliably so because it actually prevents you from dying. very good. If you don't have good arms. 47, I'll spawn in here. And next room, it will spawn the entrance to the library, so I don't think rush spawns or when that happens. Okay, just remember what sort of one spawns. Don't really have much to say about the bigger room. You'll probably know me using some weird spawns for the clock. It's kind of a strategy of sorts, so maybe keep it in mind. I'm gonna turn off the mute mic for now. Until after everything is done. So whatever. Guess I'll explain, even though I wasn't originally going to. So yeah, I could place a clock back here and just kind of chase it forever. So recently I've noticed playing on PC doesn't really work that well. I'm not sure if it's the lag or what. And when you're outside, you can just, and when you're, well not outside, when you're out of the range, you can't see anything. When you're out of sight. Oh my god. Anyway, out of here in range, you can just walk freely. And open it. Oh, he's coming. I'm gonna move over here. I go here because I don't think he goes. He's gonna move across there, but I don't think he actually goes in. How many go? So yeah, interesting. You can climb on this thing and put a clock here, and he'll just run on it for like. I'd say it just gives you enough time to do stuff. So yeah, exactly, yeah, all these things work, but there is potential for it. He's kind of just running along. He's running to me because I know. So this has been my way to. Generally, when he's making a sound like that, he's always turning around. Okay. I definitely missed some books along the way. Let's turn around. Try not to be too close. That was a little scary. Look for the other books. Don't want to get over. Okay, there's one. I think there's one more. Yeah, there's one more somewhere. So there's Figure done. He's definitely not spawning like right afterwards. Hopefully I get the shopper after this. If not, I think I have a little time to go before Rush actually could get me because Figure the library is on. Let's see what happens. Okay, I can hide behind this, so it's fine. Sorry about that. Mother came in, just talking about something. So we're kind of close to the shop. I think we're safe. Yeah. Okay, here's the shop, so we're fine. So, I think it's here where I might start this with the candle because I don't really need it anymore. And I'm gonna get more useful items anyways. Here's this. Give me a vitamin right off the bat. Yes, the crucifix. And another flashlight. Which, oh man. It's useful to have. I think we're safe. Sure. Because these not gonna spawn. This one won't spawn here because it's right for that designated A area. Oh, I didn't actually discard the camera yet. That's fine, I'll just do that like down there. This beyond there. This is also kind of the designated part of the A rooms area because you need to pull the switch down here to actually go there. Yeah, here it is. It's very close. We need to go farther, but I'm still gonna go. Smoothie, as they're called. I mean, they look like mugs of beer or something like that, but they're actually smoothies. But I guess this makes sense. It's Roblox and it's meant to be kids friendly and stuff. So I think smoothies kind of appropriate for that. Can't blame them. And depending on the next one we get. Okay, I'm gonna go straight back because that's reliable. Good spot, I'm gonna go back anyways. Possibly not spawn, I don't know. Guess not. Oh yeah, of course not. I didn't even see it was this one. That's fine. Okay, that is a hook. This is the area with a bunch of these chests, and they pretty much guaranteed to give like useful items for this round. So if you didn't have items, this is a good place to get them. For lockpick, but not lockpick, maybe one of the chests outside will give you one. And yeah, this is the herb that gives you regen. Not that useful for this guy though, because rush kills you anyway. It gave me another one. That's lucky. I'll take it because I don't want this consuming my space. On lockpicks, we just do the same thing. I have heard that in the future update they are probably gonna make the skeleton key not get removed after one use, which would be fitting for a key because why wouldn't a key be a why would a key break or whatever after what use? Which I guess would make it a reliable source for opening stuff. Not sure what. Okay, yeah, I'm probably gonna go like right back because or this. I'm just gonna push through. See, I'm gonna take damage. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a bit, so I'll get hit again if I go too fast. Okay, this is a safe spot. I'll make use of it. So yeah, as you observe, he definitely spawned in this room. Dawn does spawn in before the sieges, but that's fine. That's better. So yeah, as you see, he can spawn in that room like right away. And there was one on the count allows him to spawn. Yes, I do have music off. Hope that isn't a problem. I know music can sometimes be enjoyable, but since I'm not, I can't. It's on. So I'm gonna be honest, I know it's point where there's pretty much going to be a guaranteed ambush spawn. And like this. So let's see what happens. What's wrong? I'll die later for it, but now I gotta be cautious. But, I mean, there was this, but that probably wouldn't have been viable. Yeah, I don't think there was anything else really available. Fine, this is here. No, wait a little bit. Sometimes you go too fast, and if rush goes actually opens the door, another rush will spawn, like this late. But I think we're farther ahead. I think we're pretty much safe. Yeah. I will check just in case there is an item. But unfortunately I'm pretty sure I am, so that's never a good thing. I'm gonna look for the cutters. Shears, cutters, and check in that area that usually has a lot of holes to see if there's potentially a battery or anything. So yeah, coming up is the greenhouse, and that's probably one of the scarier parts of this. Oh yeah, there was a battery, that's good. That helps. I think I'm all covered for this. So I'll try not to. So yeah. Some of the stuff I've said so far can apply to the mines too. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through it yet because red is more comes much faster in the greenhouse. So in the greenhouse rooms, some of them are straight, some of them are X-shaped. Preferably X-shaped. You don't want to go in a straight, you want to go into an adjacent zone that is an opposite. So that it cuts the corner instead of going straight, because I've noticed when it's going straight ahead, it seems to kill off even if you're like tightly on the edge of the wall. Unless you're behind something. But then you kinda have to be very observant. And yeah, that's one thing, you need to be very observant of what your surroundings are. Because some hiding spots are some good, some are bad. So yeah. I'm probably not gonna speak for the entirety of the greenhouse because I need to focus for it, really. So I do apologize for that. But I do enjoy the show, and if I die, you know what? Thank you. And if I do die, thanks for watching it.